Hello everyone. Let's start today's session. Before going to start to learn new things, let's have a small recap what we have learned in the last sessions. So we have started lesson number 2, that is computer languages and programming techniques. So this lesson we were learning in the last session, and we started the points. All the points which we are going to cover through these lessons are introduction of this lesson, then categories of computer languages, then some translator programs, what is a program, then different types of programs, what is a programming, then various technical terms, and at last we will learn what is pseudocode. So all these points which we are going to cover through those lessons are on your screen. From this we have learned first 2 points, introduction and categories of computer languages, in the last session. Today we are going to cover what are the translator programs, what is program, and what is programming. Okay, so today we are going to cover these points. Before that, let's have what we have learned in last session. In introduction we have learned about the languages, importance of languages. Okay, we all know that language is a medium to express our views and ideas. So same way we need to learn some computer languages, because we need to talk to, or we need to communicate with the computer. Computer language is nothing but a language which a computer can understand, and we can use it to communicate with computer. So this first point we learn introduction, and now then we will revise categories of computer languages. There are 4 types of computer languages categories. First generation language is machine language. Second generation language, assembly language. Third generation language is high level language, and fourth generation language is modern language. In short, machine language, assembly language, high level language, and modern language. These are the categories of computer languages. But it is categorized generation wise: first generation, second generation, third generation, and fourth generation. Okay. So if you want to understand by graph, so this is a graph. Computer language categorized into 4 categories: machine, assembly, high level, and modern. Then we learn few things about the first generation languages. This is only the language computer understands, machine language. Okay. Then we learn about the first generation language limitation. It is hard and tiresome. That's why people invented the new languages, that is second generation language, to overcome from the problem of the first generation. It enabled program to use names instead of numbers, which is called pseudocodes. Okay, second generation language, they started to use code, and that is called pseudocodes. Then it was little easy, but computer understand only the computer languages. So if you are writing assembly language, in that finally you need to convert into machine language, and this is very important topic, and that only we are going to cover today also. So third generation is high level languages. Okay, which easily understood by the people. In third generation, language become again easy. It was user friendly. The example like basic, C++, and Java. Then we learn fourth generation languages. Fourth generation language was more easy, like a human language, also known as 4GL. And this used database also, means we can store an information and we can keep records of information. Okay, and it was highly user friendly, means it was more easy for the people to understand. It was fast. An example of this language is Fortran. So all these points which we have covered, that was summarized also at the end. So these all points we covered in last session. So this was a small summary. Today we are going to learn few points, and that is also very interesting and important points. Those are translator programs, what is program, what is programming, and different programming concepts. So all these 4 points which we are going to cover through these sessions. Okay, so let's begin with the first point. Translator programs. As we learn in the first session that computer language categories are there, but computer understand only machine language. So if you are creating programs in different language, you need to convert. For example, there are three peoples. One understand only Hindi. We can take name as A, B, C. Okay. A understand only English. B understand only Hindi. So if they want to communicate, how they'll communicate? C knows Hindi as well as English. So what they will do? They'll take the help of C. A will inform in the English to C. C will translate and it will do. So such way there are some programs and translator programs are there which convert another program into machine language, because computer understand only a machine language which is coded of binary code 0 and 1. So there are three different types of translator program: assembler, compiler and interpreter. These are the name of translator program. So translator program, assembler convert assembly language to machine language. Assembler convert assembly language to machine language. Okay, this is a converter or translator. Compiler convert high level language to machine language. Compiler convert high level language to machine language. Then third, interpreter convert high level language into machine language. So if you will observe properly, these three language translator, they translate language finally into machine language. First assembler translate assembly to machine, and compiler and interpreter translate high level language into machine language. Now one more similarity is there in compiler and interpreter. Compiler and interpreter translate high level language to machine language. So already if it is compiler, then why need of interpreter? Because both do same work. They need difference. There is a difference between these two, that is compiler translate slowly. It want to convert 10 line program, it convert line by line, one. So it takes time. So it is slow. But interpreter is very fast. It convert all 10 lines together at a time. Okay. So that's why people refers interpreter mostly now. But first compiler developed and later on interpreter developed because they wanted to increase the speed. So now the points which we have covered today's session is language translator. So keep it in your mind, there are three language translator: assembler, compiler and interpreter. All converts a particular language into finally into machine language. Why they convert into machine language? Because computer understand only a machine language. So assembler convert assembly, compiler and interpreter convert high level language into machine language. I hope so you understand these points. If you did not understand, then watch this, repeat this portion of video again and you can watch it and try to understand. Okay, so we'll move to the further next steps. Next point is what is program. This is very important definition. You should remember. Definition, what is program? A program is a set of instructions arranged in logical sequence which tells the computer what to do. Dear students, if you want to perform any task in computer, we need a different programs. For example, if you want to do calculation, you need a calculator. If you want to do drawing, you need a paintbrush program. If you want to make a presentation, like class period, we were learning creating presentation, so we need PowerPoint. So such way, this is a pattern and type of computer system. Like whatever work you want to do, you need a special software. So to make such software, we are using a program, and program, with the help of program only we can make a software. And what is a program? Program is a set of instruction which is given in the order. So a particular sequence which tells the computer to what to do. Okay. So in short, we can control the computer with the help of programs. Next, what is programming? Okay. The process of writing the instruction in computer language is called programming. In short, writing a program is programming. And the person who is writing the program is called programmer. The person who is treating to the people is called doctor. The person who is teaching to the people is called teacher. Such way, the person who is making a program is called a programmer. I hope so you understood these three concepts: program, programming, and programmer. Program is a set of instruction. Programming is a process to write that program. And programmer, a person who is writing such programs. So there are different programming concepts. Okay, if you want to make a program, you can use any way of from this. There are 4 ways. Okay. In future, there is a lots of demand for the computer programmers. So when you will become as a software engineer or computer programmers, you need to choose a particular programming concept. So there are 4 types of programming concepts: modular programming, second, procedural programming, third, event driven programming, and fourth, object oriented programming. What are those? Modular programming, procedural programming, event driven programming, object oriented programming. So please keep these 4 names in your mind. Okay, let's understand the first. What is modular programming? In modular programming, we divide a large program into small units called module. If there is a large program, that is divided into a small program. For example, if you are playing the game, so game program is quite big program. So that program is divided into small process, that is called the module programming. Means sound only. One module will concentrate on sound. One module will concentrate on graphics. Okay, and one module will be controls. Means if you will move left, right, jump, everything is decided by one module. So different module we can collect together and we can join. That is called modular programming. Second is procedural programming. Procedural programming is used to tell the computer exactly what to do step by step. Okay. For example, Fortran and COBOL are the procedural programming. With the help of this, we can instruct. Okay. If you will go to book the railway ticket, okay, there you have to do the particular steps. First, they are entering in the computer name, then they are entering age, then they are entering the train number, then station prompt. So these all things we have to do step by step. And such programs are designed with the help of procedural programming, where we need to do a particular steps. In game, it is not like that. In game, you can turn anytime in the left, anytime in the right, anytime you can jump. So that is modular programming. But in procedural programming, you have to go through a particular steps, step by step. You cannot jump directly to another steps. Now let's understand third, event driven programming. So it is also very popular nowadays. Event driven programming or event based programming is a kind of programming in which the flow of program is determined by events or user actions. Okay, so it is depend on some actions of users. This is also used for nowadays for the game making. Okay, so if mouse is clicked, left click, right click, then what action should be taken by the program? That event is specified. If you will press a particular button, then what should happen? So all the actions are depend on the result is depend on the user's action. Means what? Us. If you are operating any particular program, it is depend. If you will click number 1, then it will show some option. If you will click number 2, then it will show another option. So like this, it is depend on the events, different events. Let's understand the fourth one, object oriented programming. In object oriented programming, a program is a collection of objects. These objects contain both data and function. Okay, object, different pictures and different objects are used, and based on this programming is created. So now we have learned the points, different programming concepts. So there are total 4 different programming concepts. One is modular programming, in which more small modules are used, combined together, and we can make a large program. Procedural program, which follows a particular step-by-step procedure. Third one, we have learned event-driven programming. So it depends on the user's events, like mouse click, keyboard key press, such key press are used. Then that is event-driven programming. And the fourth one is object-oriented programming, which is very popular nowadays. All the softwares you can see with the pictures and object. If you are clicking on just pictures and object, you get a particular design. You just see the PowerPoint you have used. When you are going to insert, you can insert from there the shapes, you can insert the pictures, you can insert the word art. By looking at the picture, just you are clicking, right? So that is called objects, and the all the software almost now comes in the object oriented programming. So here we completed the topic, different programming concepts. I hope so you understood these all points.